Anyway, without further ado, we have assisting in the opining and analyzing Christopher Hajec. He is Director of Litigation at the Immigration Reform Law Institute. He was an attorney at the Center for Individual Rights and an officer in the Navy Judge Advocate General's Corps, where he was awarded the Navy Commendation Medal on the basis of superior performance. Good to have you on board. Christopher, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here.
Good to have you. Listen, I want to dive into the issue of California fighting sanctuary policy, but I got to get a reaction from you real fast on this breaking news. What's your take on this development with the Democrats apparently filing a lawsuit in New York to go ahead and sue Trump as well as Russia and WikiLeaks?
They know the jig is up. This thing is ending, and as you said, they have to try some government by lawsuit, which seems to be what they're experts in. If the immigration field is any example.
Well, you know, I always thought there were bad faith grounds to the Russian collusion investigation from the start. I mean, you got demoted FBI agent Peter Strzok launching an investigation into the Russian collusion mindlessness, but it was all based on the conversation between a drunken Trump campaign foreign policy advisor, this George Papadopoulos, and a Clinton ally, Alexander Downer, who had apparently secured $25 million for her foundation before becoming Australia's ambassador to the UK. It was in the UK where the conversation took place. Mr. Downer, of course, was the one who reported the conversation to the FBI. And then Papadopoulos is basically telling him that Russia had dirt on Hillary, but that information was told to him by yet another Clinton ally, as well as self-identified Clinton Foundation member, one Professor Joseph Mifsud, based out of London. I mean, isn't that a maneuvered self-fulfilling prophecy with sort of a catch-22 ending? And is that really acceptable, Christopher?
No, and it's really boomeranged on them. And it was clear when Mueller indicted those Russians and nobody else that he had nothing. And now it looks like it's the Democrats who have been colluding with Russia. And I think in this lawsuit that they're filing, it'd be interesting if the defendants can get discovery on the Democrats. We might find out what was on Anthony Weiner's laptop.
Good point. Good point. Because we also got to remember that these FISA warrants that came about, they were predicated on this Trump dossier, financed by the DNC and Clinton's campaign through Fusion GPS. While then Associate Deputy Attorney General Bruce Orr coordinated with them and the dossier's author, Christopher Steele. By the way, don't forget, Bruce Orr's wife, Nellie Orr, also worked with Christopher Steele. I mean, and then adding insult to the proverbial injury, Mr. Steele apparently began work on yet another report that was highlighted a few months ago. Because it was reported by the Washington Examiner and other outlets, foreign sources gave additional dossier information to Clinton associate Cody Shearer, who then gave it to Jonathan Weiner, I should say, at the Obama State Department, who then gave it to the DNC Clinton financed, again, Christopher Steele, for both input and guidance. I mean, this is more incestuous than any joke you hear about West Virginia, or am I off base?
Oh, it's incredible. And it's just incredible how Comey, comes in to meet Trump for the first time and brings up the Steele dossier and doesn't tell him, though he already knew, that it was paid for by the Clinton campaign.
And these people are going to assert that the other guys have actually done that which the DNC and the Clinton folks proved to be the embodiment of. It's very, very strange. Listen, we're not much time left, and I'm so sorry. I want to go ahead and get right to the California situation. You've got like 14 counties revolting against Jerry Brown and his sanctuary policies. They're all getting together to join the feds in their lawsuit against California. California seems to have forgotten that, government doesn't get to unilaterally transcend its original constitutional authority, regardless of the alleged laudability of their stated goal. Yet Mr. Brown does believe he is above the Constitution, yet these 14 counties are going to do something about that. They want to disabuse him of that fantasy. Isn't that fair to point out?
Yes, and these municipalities and counties are worried. I mean, this law makes them commit harboring, for example. I mean, if you don't let ICE into your jail to transfer custody of an illegal alien to it, you're harboring an alien an illegal alien in a building. and that violates federal law. So they're very concerned, and they feel the need to fight back.
Now, there's one county that I believe went so far as to not just say they're only going to, not only will they join the lawsuit with the feds against Governor Brown of California, but they actually came up with their own municipal law in direct opposition to SB 54. Do you remember the county that did that?
Orange County, isn't it?
Okay, no, actually, I believe it was.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Orange County is going to sue them.
The Orange County is going to sue, but another county actually went so far as to come up with their own separate law in direct opposition to that state law. And I guess they're predicating that on 14th Amendment grounds because, again, the 14th Amendment states, among other things, an equal protection clause where it says, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, like our right to have our lives protected by having our borders protected because, according to the Constitution, we are entitled to be protected from invasion. And yes, 400,000 people violating our homeland regulations is invasion.